Although there's some little things that you can do. You and I both pulled the lane lines out during practice so that they're, people are swimming against each other, and there's little tricks that you can do. But the 5K and 10K is no different than your normal practice. 5K's half a practice.
We train in the pool every day, and in Southern California we don't really train in the ocean that often. In the summer sometimes we'll do a beach workout, but our experience comes mostly from racing and doing as many competitions as we can.
We're still coming up with new stuff.
And I'll never forget, the kids had a ball. They had an absolute ball.
Sure.
So
you're pointing out who they need to go find on the other side. You just make stuff up, but it's simulating what they will find out there in an open water race. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. We didn't either. And so just imagine, take a look at a picture. What can you produce that looks like that in your own practice? And that is something that will be invaluable to a swimmer when you're giving them a chance to really succeed.
In order to navigate the open water course, swimmers need to be able to sight on landmarks, turn buoys, and the finish. They will also need to keep track of their competitors during the race.
There are two conditions that you deal with in a lot of the swims. One is rough water. If you roll and you've got a wave coming in, you're not going to be able to sight anything. So you actually have to raise your head. When you do that, best swimmers raise their head but move it forward. They take their look and they place it down. In a calm water swim, the last thing you want to do is raise your head and expose your body to water. All right? So what you end up doing is lifting the head slightly, look forward, and then place it down in a roll.
Stroke patterns for sighting off buoys, depending on if it's flat water, you might need a sight every 6 to 8 stroke cycles. If it's choppy water in the ocean, you might need every 3 to 4 stroke patterns. It's very important to make sure that you're swimming in a straight line than swimming all over the place. If you're swimming in the straight line, you're going to get to that buoy a lot faster, and you're not going to be fighting the currents trying to come back to a buoy if you get offline.
On the 6-150s, your first 50 of every 150, you're going to swim, and every time you go to take a breath, you're going to raise your head and look up at the clock. Then your second 50 will be a normal swim, low to the water, nice long stroke. The third 50, you're going to, when you take a breath, you are going to raise your head, and without lifting the body up and out of the water, you're going to look forward at the clock and then place your head down. So it's more of a roll.